What did the Fugitive Slave Law do? If a slave was on the run and you were caught giving them food or shelter, you could be fined up to $1,000 or be sentenced up to 6 months in prison. And that's only for helping one slave. Imagine being caught helping dozens. Hi, and welcome to Elwyn Studios, where we explore stories of great American heroes throughout history. For slaveholders, this was good news. Theoretically, slaves would be less likely to run away. And if they did run away, you would still be able to go after them with the full force of the law, bringing your neighbors along with you as well. And you could arrest anyone that stood in your way. But now imagine being the slave. You wouldn't know when you're on the run whether anyone will help you at all. Go on your own without any help? Sure, you might be able to walk from Maryland to Canada without asking for any help, but if the entire country was legally forced to chase after you and try and catch you, it would be a little harder. For abolitionists, this was more than just a question about danger. It was a moral dilemma. You had to choose between safety with your family or the life of a fugitive who is knocking at your door. If there was a fugitive knocking at your door who's just asking for food, just a little bit of food, what would you do? Would you give it to them? What if somebody found out? Hey son, sorry, you won't be able to have me to help you with the harvest today because I'll be in prison for 6 months because I gave somebody some bread. Not my definition of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And a lot of Americans then didn't think so either. So how did people react to this? An abolitionist named Timothy Gilbert wrote an open letter to the Boston Traveler a week after the law was passed. He was concerned that slaves wouldn't know where to turn to. Gilbert published his home address in the newspaper and said that slaves would be safe under his roof, and that the fear of fines and imprisonment will be ineffectual when the pursuers shall demand his victim. This law was an infringement on the basic rights of, according to the Declaration of Independence, all men. And people like Gilbert understood that this law was unconstitutional as well as unbiblical. I will not trample upon any law, either of my own state or of the nation, that does not conflict with my conscientious duty to my God. But Jesus has commanded, saying, "So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you." So in other words, this law that was meant to stop people from helping slaves actually did the opposite. Like a boy who hoards his toys and holds on to them tightly because he thinks that another kid wants to take them away from him, the abolitionists held on to their beliefs so strongly. Maybe they would be thrown into prison for trying to help a fugitive find freedom. Maybe they would lose their careers for trying to feed someone who is hungry. Maybe they would be beaten for trying to say that all people deserved liberty. But abolitionists all over the country understood this, that freedom is both a right and a responsibility that we need to fight for. Timothy Gilbert's letter closes with this: "I prefer to obey God if in so doing I must break the laws of men and be punished rather than violate the laws of God and obey the laws of men, to escape fines and imprisonment or even death." So, what did the Fugitive Slave Law do? It, albeit unintentionally, made people fight even harder against slavery and for freedom. If you have any questions about this Fugitive Slave Law, the Underground Railroad, or about Elwyn Studios, you can put it in the comment section below, and you can click on this video to learn more about a famous abolitionist.